Let's see if he can bring this one home. If there's any hero he can do it on, it's the Ember Spirit.
Few hero player combos more iconic than the mid one Ember. A lot of eyeballs on this guy here, as well as no one. This Invoker game will be very telling of the strength of this hero. He's gone that first point in Exort, but we'll see where he builds as the lane continues.
For now, a bit of a change of pace here compared to some of our early matches. As Secret will look for something on the earlier end of this one, but it seems like they're hesitating in terms of moving off this tower. Ramsey's very patient here.
We've only seen this a couple of times. Teams usually opting to play a little more conservative around these early bounties, but maybe looking to catch their opponents by surprise. And there he is, the home court hero.
Oh, no one gives it up as well. You know, he can appreciate a great mid one Ember too. Currently, neither team scouting their opponents. That means we've got mystery lanes at the moment.
Let's shake things
No one's
up.
quite sure exactly who's going to be on the sides. Really, the only thing secured will be our Ember and Invoker.
It was still all right.
So it will end up going two apiece. Secret not able to find anything with that early smoke. Puppy in a very aggressive posture here, though.
Yeah, this is how you try and tip a lane in your favor. Get in here nice and early and perhaps pick off Courier.
Solo in the vicinity, but not going to be able to find him. Nice spot from Puppy in the trees. Very hard to scout out in this stage.
But as the lanes finally settle, we'll have Ramses on the bottom with the Terror Blade. We're going to have Pasha once again on the Phoenix up top, and Puppy, he knows he has to cut that one tree if he wants the quick access to it. He's going to be patient. He's going to wait for it on the way back and see if he can grab it. Oh no, he's TP'd out. Oh, he's canceled. He just saw the Courier in time. Able to cancel that there, but they're like,
suspicious. They know Puppy's gone. Where could he be? What else would this silencer be doing? Great control from no one.
Yeah, teams have gotten so good at spotting this. They know those supports. The 2-1-2s, there's not a lot of secrets these days. And not so secret this time from Puppy.
Small victory for Virtus Pro as Puppy finds Roger up top, lays in some right clicks with those Glaives of Wisdom. Will bring the pain on the Earthshaker.
Yeah, and that means Roger won't link up there, as he doesn't have to deal with the silencer. That basically the tower kind of drives him back, so an interesting choice there. He tries to play it with his own wave. He likely gets harassed off with the level 1 Glaives. He won't be drawing the aggro, so good call.
Definitely set up to be a better game for this Arc Warden than what we saw in the last match. See Pasha initiated on by Puppy as he wraps around up top. A lot of pressure on all these lanes right now.
The big question mark for me, again, is going to be like, how can they get Pasha a good game? It felt like he kind of fell off a little bit in that mid-game last time. He had to spend a lot of time just on the lanes, and that put tons of pressure onto Roger as that Centaur War Runner, but he was able to activate very early on with essentially just the level 6. This time, it's a bit harder on the Earthshaker. You definitely have to be greedier. He'll have to get that Blink Dagger before you can really have that same impact. And Pasha, very low here as he runs on the Puppy.
We'll have an Icarus dive coming up, and that'll get him back to the tower. First couple levels, you don't really feel that counter in the silencer, but once he gets at least 1 point in that last word, this Phoenix's life is going to be a lot more difficult.
Yeah, it becomes essentially unplayable at that point. As you attempt to dive, you just get silenced, you can't stop, you come right back to where you started.
Our mid lane looking pretty even so far. Mid one leading in last hits, but deny advantage in favor of no one. We'll call it a pretty even spread.
Yeah, Solo succeeding in his pulls here, though. There was no block off there. He won't get the connect, though, because of the play from Yapsor, so a little bit of a victory there. Means that it will start pushing back out towards Zai. And while we're speaking about the Earthshaker being rather greedy in the off lane for Roger, Yapsor, he loves doing the exact same thing here, too, as he's playing that off lane on that Rubik along with Zai. So we all know he loves to get those kill secures to help out his gold.
Yeah, it's been a good start for Zai. Gets a stun on 2, double edge onto the Terror Blade. This is that stage of the game where he's weak. Telekinesis back. Ramses trying to find a path in the trees to make the escape. He will salve up.
Does get canceled there by Yapsor, so a bit painful on that one, but still has enough tangos that he can stay and goes for the meta too. Another Fire Blast coming up soon here.
Zai now could be in trouble. There's the stun from Solo. This Centaur turns the other way, but it's Ramses that finds it.
Great pacing there from Ramses just to ensure there was no counterplay available there for Zai, so they will snag it.
Quite the back and forth there, but it is Virtus Pro that strike first. Now back up top, Roger and Puppy having a duel in the jungle. Two Supports level 2. Puppy actually doing a lot of damage here, but there is a fissure. Roger should be just fine.
Yeah, and that's going to drive him off top lane there, but he will head in towards the top room. Find himself a haste rune here, preps up with the totem. Difficult to have a real impact here, though.
Very low on HP, low on regen as well.
At the same time, though, YapzOr also lurking in the mid lane here, so a bit of 2v2 action here possible as he continues to hold this haste rune.
Setting up for a great counterplay, but both sides with pretty good vision of the area. They know what's going on.
Mid one's still holding that point as well. Not sure what he's going to commit to level 5 for, what's going to give him the most damage here.
Well, YapzOr not finding the opening he was hoping for. He'll have to head back down bottom.
It would seem, and Solo again with another pull here, but once more, not a connect option here.
Phoenix taking some damage up top. Able to get off a couple fiery spirits. Is now Roger with the haste rune. Gets the stun on Puppy. The totem. It's going to be a dead silencer, and now the TP back in the face of the Arc Warden. Second kill goes to Virtus.pro.
Instantly out of there as YapzOr and Solo are going to trade on the bounties, but that means Solo's in behind. Unfortunately, Zion not able to find any sort of a go there on the Ramses under the tower, so off to another pretty good start here. Likewise, Nisha too, though. They're just kind of trading back and forth.
Bottom lane, initiation onto Ramses, right into the Zai. Hoof stomp, double edge is not enough. This Terrorblade lives again. It's a nasty combo with the Rubik Centaur, but they just don't quite have it.
Yeah, second game in a row, the power of this Ogre Magi in the lane really being felt. Perfect times on this Fire Blast, using the Bloodlust even to aid the escape and then send him towards the Shrine a little bit faster.
Up top, Pasha maybe in some trouble. Puppy still no point in last word, but it could still be enough for a kill. No, the TP's there.
Wow, not going for the points on last word versus the Phoenix.
Very surprising. It's a level 3 silencer. He opted for the second point in Arcane Curse instead.
Yeah, the only problem is that it is very mana intensive. Like, it's just 115 flat too, so you kind of want to skill up, so.
Still, that would have been a kill there, Trent.
True. That'd be a regen rune here for no one who's already clearing up.
No one doing very well in this mid lane. 12 denies against this Ember Spirit, nearly a full level ahead.
He's got the very versatile Invoker build here, 3-2-2.
Wow.
And able to deal with that Flame Guard, of course. Early tornadoes, and now it's going to be a cold snap, but the meatball not going to connect here. It looks like they were thinking about some sort of a sync there with the Fissure, but not quite on the same page.
And no one goes just a little bit early. Now the other way, that Flame Guard instantly dispelled. Mid one jumps up to the high ground.
He zipped right over top of Roger there. Got the scout there.
He forced the TP home to top off. No Shrine available.
He's left his Remnant though, so life is good. Right back into the mid lane. Pasha again struggling here. Feels a lot like last game. Of course, he was level 4 at 10 minutes in that one, hoping to do a little bit better here as he doesn't head Roger really in the lane that much. He's been roaming him a little bit more, and now hoping to cut off Puppy. Should be an opportunity for a kill here.
And going to find himself in a sticky situation. It'll be another dead silencer. Pasha getting credit for that one.
All 3 kills of Virtus.pro so far. Secret can't quite find the damage here.
And now mid one in the mid lane. Taking some damage, but we'll have a Remnant back to safety. And certainly feel the dominance from no one. Is Solon, or Solo gets the kill on YapzOr.
Yeah, Fire Blast not quite there in time. Maybe could have made it a second one there, but Solo gets a ward and some wand charges here. So he's feeling totally fine.
2 more kills and Virtus.pro will start to run away with this laning phase.
Gotta imagine they want to put some pressure on Anisha though. He is the big Arc Warden. He's gonna run right into Roger. But there is a clone there. They're going to cut him off.
Yeah, Pasha's only level 5. There's no Supernova, but a lot of damage coming out on Nisha. He's going to be forced to TP home. Leaves the Tempest double behind. They're going to be able to finish it off for a little bit of extra gold bounty.
That's really nice. 180 gold this early is very big for Pasha. His Tranquils came extremely late last game. They were right after the Midas, in fact. But this time he gets in a lot earlier. Will really help out his laning presence here.
4-0. Great start for this Radiant squad. Invoker now has the Urn of Shadows to go with the phase boots.
Mid one looks like he's going to be forced to go top. He didn't get a rune there as it was taken by no one. So he's going to come up here and deal with the Phoenix, and they're going to send the Arc Warden to the mid lane to try and complete up that Necronomicon.
We'll see how this lane rotation works out. Should hopefully benefit mid one here.
That was skill, all right.
Secret. Maybe wondering how they're going to find that first kill this game.
Pasha able to Icarus dive away, back to safety. Mid one in hot pursuit. Remnant forward. Sidestepped by Pasha. And now the TP rotation on the way. This
He's low on
Invoker,
mana.
he wants blood.
Oh, perfect time on the Stampede there.
And mid one will be repelled. All the while, Roger finished off by Nisha.
That honestly looked like they were going to get the kill in the mid one if it wasn't for that.
Sunstrike, sidestepped by mid one.
Yeah, he's ready for that play.
The Spidey senses were tingling as he makes it to the shrine and heals back up.
There's really no counterplay to that one, though.
Solo down bottom, caught by Yapsor, telekinesis into the hoof stomp, double edge. It's a lot of damage, but Solo's beefy. Sunder onto Yapsor. Ramses is ready to fight. Another double edge will secure the kill onto the Ogre. Nothing the Terrorblade can do to save his support, and Secret will get another one.
A quick couple there, bouncing on back. First Roger, then Solo. Speaking of Roger, he's still just getting to level 4, so certainly a bit slowed down. The Shaker just hasn't found those plays really with the Fisher. A couple block offs on the Puppy, but none of these cores really being threatened here. He's sitting at the 10-minute bounty in a very greedy spot.
He's going to go down first, and on the other side, there's a battle onto Zai. Big damage onto the Centaur. Gets a hoof stomp on one, but Tornado will lock him in place and secure the kill. A 1-for-1 as they battle for the bounties.
Yeah, they got both down bottom, and the two tops still remaining. You see a ping come out there from Zai saying, yo, Puppy, get over there. And Pasha, he's actually zoning despite the minimal HP here. The Tranquil's going. A bit of a bold maneuver here.
Puppy's got a level 3 Arcane Curse. Is it going to be enough to find this kill on Pasha? He's got one stick charge, and he's just going to survive on 30 HP as no one pushes forward and finishes off Puppy. But meanwhile, down bottom, Ramses, he's been killed in this exchange. Mid one getting credit for that.
Yeah, it was a slow start here, but the burn is real. Finally taking down that TB. 2-1-1 on Ramses, and mid one's presence being felt outside of that middle lane.
Was up to nearly a 1,500 net worth lead for VP, now down to 500 as Secret have been able to strike back with a few kills of their own. Virtus Pro not able to run away with this one quite yet, but up top Zai will be in some trouble. Cold snap into the EMP, but nothing a Stampede can't deal with. Now back down bottom.
Mid one, he's going for this end of the tower.
He's going in hard, and it might not work out. Solo does not take damage from the Remnant. On the other side, he's on the run.
Oh, the stolen fish from Yapsor. He leaves the Remnant down to the small camp. He's going home.
He out. Is he going to make it? No! Roger's there with the dunk. And mid one finally gets punished.
Oh, and they will bathe in the beauty of that shrine. Yapsor did everything he could there for the save, but just not enough. So a well-needed victory there for Virtus Pro to try and slow down that raging snowball of mid one.
They've done a good job at that. Not doing too great on the overall net worth.
As well as that Arc Ward still farming away, but there's a replay here. That Fisher, had that Fisher connected, maybe then get the follow-up with the Fire Blast too, but then that's a much better Fisher from Yapsor, but of course mid one tries to use the tree cover. Fortunately not just enough. Roger just instantly for the Echo. Nice play.
No messing around from Roger. Back down bottom in the game, it's Pasha. He's going to get caught here under the tower, just barely survives again, but no, Yapsor's got the damage.
Stolen Fire Spirits.
He's looking for a counter kill, though. Is it going to be enough? Mid one lives. Rotation from the back line, though. Solo drops the stun onto Rubik, gets the multicast. Yapsor might just go down here.
Yeah, mid one's still hanging around there. He was kind of juking the trees, was scared about a potential Sunstrike, so at first he just stopped moving. Had he come back out, he actually likely would have been caught from Solo, so Yapsor kind of tanks that one for him. Keep mid one alive, but once again, we have to go back to the fact that Nisha's just farming. He's almost into that Midas.
Silver lining for Secret, but also Ramses. Feels like we haven't really talked about this Terrorblade much. And that's because he spent so much time just farming away and still actually ahead of the Arc Warden.
And in terms of those heroes that I see to enable each team, I really do think that Virtus Pro are looking quite good because Roger's getting that space in the mid lane here. Oh, nice Tornado there. We'll get the Flame Guard. Cold snap there by mid one. Great dodge. Oh, this guy's pretty good on the hero. No one can feel it.
Still brutal to see that Flame Guard instantly dispelled so many times.
Yeah, but look at this. They just go right for the smoke. Maybe back up in a moment. And Solo.
Not the target they want.
He actually would have loved to tank that one. But they're going to go right past him for the hero who's trying to get the key item of this match, the Blink Dagger on Roger. Wants to create these good Sunstrike and teamfight opportunities.
No one in Solo also making the rotation over. Secret nervous about this one. They'll hesitate and back up.
smoke on smoke action here. Is they're going to hit everybody but Pasha in the mid lane here. Ramses will go back to farming.
He says, guys, I'm not really into that right now, but you do you. I'm going to clear out this jungle.
So they're kind of creating a bit of a tower push opportunity here. There is a massive circle there from Solo.
No one leading the charge up top. Zai, the only one here.
Solo seems to be saying, this is where we play now. As they start pressuring into Zai, this is exactly where they want Ramses going.
Tornado is going to be off the mark, but he'll be surrounded by 3. Stampede to try to make some space. Even a Supernova deployed, and Zai actually lives through it. The urn, not going to be enough damage. Supernova goes off, but now Secret in hot pursuit. Mid one jumps forward, roots onto Pasha. Will have an Icarus dive, but there's the global from Puppey.
They're not really doing anything during it,
Solo.
No one's going towards them during global.
They want to turn this around the other way. Mid one stuck by 2. He's trying to remnant out on a sliver of HP. They will pursue, but Yapzor again with a great telekinesis keeps his Ember Spirit alive. He may go down in exchange, but if he can keep his core up, it'll be well worth it.
Oh, that Arcane Rune. Mid one still sticking around. Solo in the back line.
He jumps in, the Remnant away. Mid one taking so much damage, but the Fissure completely blocks him out. Solo still alive. Roger going deep. He wants this one, but can he find it?
He's got the dunk. He needs it, but the Spark Wraith.
The dunk connects, but the Flame Guard's there. It intercepts the damage, and Roger, he's gone too deep. He's been punished and brought down. Secret find the net worth advantage.
Every tiny piece of that fight, they're scrapping that one together from Secret. It's still going to be a net worth gain for Virtus Pro, but it felt like that fight should have gone so much better for them if not for those plays. Virtus Pro just drawing the entirety of Secret up top, and now Zai and Pasha on the bottom, duking it out here.
Couple
right
of low
back
health
on
heroes. Zai needs to be careful, but the Sun Ray, it's going to be enough.
A nice attempt there in case he played aggressive on you. The Sunstrike covers you.
Yep.
And then you can just Sunray him if he doesn't move.
Covering your bases. Still a lot of space for Nisha. This Arc Warden is farming very quickly, pulling ahead of the Terrorblade now as he's got that hand of Midas. The Maelstrom's not far away. There will be some pressure on Virtus Pro to start taking objectives and utilizing the farm that they've got on this TB.
Yeah, you see, once again from Solo, that same circle. I've warded this area, I've warded here, both of them inside that dire jungle. I want control of here, this is where we want to play. All of that vision's been placed in the bottom here from Secret. And basically support's just trying to slow this down as much as they can. Roger just wants as much farm out of here as he can, but it's not safe farm, and they know that. That's why Roger's being sent here and not Ramses, but if it gets him his Blink Dagger, it's going to be well worth it.
First core item for mid one picked up. It's going to be the Boots of Travel. Always a great item to have on the Ember Spirit, especially when you can get them, you know, maybe not this early on, but first item allows him to abuse all that farm around the map, split push out these lanes. Man, should expect to see the Ember Spirit's net worth jump up in the next couple minutes.
If there was ever a game for Puppey to buy a helm, this would be it. I know he likes that item, but like he likes these like smaller items that work well, but if they had some way to utilize the Boots of Travel, they'll eventually be on the Arc Warden and then the Ember Spirit, that would be so sick. But they don't have that like Brewmaster or something.
Could definitely be an option for Puppey. It will take him a while to build it up. Bottom, Solo could be in some trouble, gets pulled back by the Rubik, but he's got a lot of reinforcements. Another multicast onto Yapzor, and he gets dropped. Now, pursuit onto mid one. Yule's Scepter sets it up, but a Remnant back. Another Stampede used. Top lane, Puppey, he's going to go down to no one.
The ridiculous part at Dota though, like one creep earlier for Roger, he would have had that Blink Dagger in time to catch mid one there, but instead he had to wait for a little while to get it on the side chop. He will ensure that he can pretty much take down anyone that tries to defend this tower, as his eyes about to find out here. Oh, a little bit of miscommunication there. Pasha will help out the Yules.
Still, they get the tier 1 tower bottom and the tier 1 tower top. A two-fold victory for VP as Roger jumps in. There's the Blink Dagger reveal, and it'll be Yapzor caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
Very quick elimination there as he starts progressing towards that next item, already 430 gold, so happy for Roger on that one.
Huge gold swing in favor of VP. That kill plus the 2 towers.
And now you start considering things like using this level 2 egg that's been picked up by Pasha. You want to take that tier 2 in the top lane, want to make use of your Quaxwex Invoker and actually get into some team fights here. He's thinking about it very early, Shiva's Guard potentially, but also the Aghanim Scepter needed, so he grows to the point booster.
Chains onto Pasha mid. No real follow-up. No Puppey making the rotation. Of course, does have some points in last word now. Looking at the farm breakdown for Secret, a lot of pressure on Nisha right now. He's farming very nicely, but the rest of his team's starting to fall behind. Very top heavy. However, they do now get that Blink Dagger on Zai, hoping to find something off this reveal.
I think the team fights kind of feel like they're going to get a little awkward for Virtus Pro. And there's one reason why I was a little hesitant about the Invoker is just because it feels like they have everyone who wants to follow up. It kind of feels like the same trap that NIP fell into earlier, where everyone wanted someone else to jump into the fight first. Like, Invoker's life isn't that easy initiating into team fights. He kind of wants someone else, like a big tanky hero in the front line. They don't really have that. Unless it's going to be Ramses in a siege mode, that works fairly well. But either way, they will catch Pasha.
That'll be your Blink reveal. And a quick pick. It was a smoke rotation from Secret to find that one, so absolutely could have been worse for Virtus Pro.
Ooh, mid one. Dodges the mid lane with a slight. No, I'm not having a good time here. Can't seem to catch mid one ever.
Still farming very nicely, though, making some good progress towards that Aghanim Scepter. Always a key item on the Invoker is now solo. Bumps into the Tempest double, sets up for Zai. It's an alley-oop onto the Ogre, and a double edge to find the kill.
Yeah, solo predicting there might be some wards around there, but not really. That was just plays from the Tempest double, it looks like.
Scrappy plays from Secret, closing that net worth window.
Start to begin thinking about the rush for this game. Never progressing very far for either team. No one amassing any sort of a realistic or major lead here. So we begin to think about what can break a game open like this, and usually it's the Roche Pit. Both teams great tools for it. Stampede won, the Global Silence, of course, for Team Secret, and that high mobility and range of the Arc Warden and the Ember Spirit. But on the side of the Radiant, you've got the Echo Slam, you've got the Egg, and of course a Quaswex Invoker who's well ready for any sort of a pumped up team fight like that. So it's going to make both teams rather hesitant, as neither team really kills it particularly fast unless they fully commit like an Arc Warden Necronomicon or the Metamorphosis on the Terrorblade.
I feel like this game gets a little bit easier for Secret the longer it goes on, or do you think the late game is pretty even?
I would say slightly easier for Secret just because it looks like they'll have way better control over the creep waves. But of course, an early barracks for either team can just squish that, and when it comes to taking super quick racks, I still think the Terrorblade's a little scarier until you get like a fully slotted Arc Warden, but of course, Nisha is getting there rather rapidly. Every time I check in on him, he has a new item.
It looks like they'll have double Maelstrom, so able to clear out illusions and creeps pretty easily. Stuns onto the Tempest double. Solo actually getting pretty low. Virtus Pro committing quite a lot for this tower.
Oh, nice Manta and a Yule's there. Great teamwork from Virtus Pro.
They completely counter-initiate Zai, but the Global Silence is used. Secret ready to commit for this.
Oh,
they destroy Pasha's Supernova. And now they're looking for more. Roger, he's getting slowed down on the retreat, but they do catch Puppey.
Oh,
looks like it'll be a 2-for-1, but no, Puppey's still alive right into the Sunstrike. A 2-for-1 as the tower does go down in the mix.
He gets a little bit int out of that one, but the Global Silence will not end up saving his life. It certainly helped him kill the Egg. That's going to be a real worry until they can actually get no one the BKB, so you can help protect the Egg with all of his skills. And that's much like the NIP game, the Phoenix ends up becoming this hero who has to initiate the fights, has to be the focal point, so that's exactly what happens here. First the Manta and then the Yule Scepter on the Central, it's great, but then that Global Silence being used means that they can't protect the Egg easily, so everyone's able to focus it down instantaneously. But at least the tower still goes, and once more, as we've seen plenty of times this tournament, the Alacrity Terrorblade is
Ramses, he TPs into his own shrine. Did not expect a couple of smoked up enemies to be there, but he's got a Sunder. Mid one now low, he's forced back.
That is a dangerous place on the map to come to for Ramses.
Another close call, but the Terrorblade will live. We also can't forget about that Crimson Guard that's out on Zai. Always a key item against the Terrorblade to mitigate that damage.
Solo trying to de-ward here.
He's going to get caught by mid one. Puppey will be there to follow up. And on the other side, Zai gets a hoof stomp on two. Double edge to boot. Stampede. They close the gap, and now Roger's in trouble, and he's down. 2 dead for Virtus Pro. Pasha trying to Icarus dive away, but it won't work. Mid one finds it, and just like that, Secret take the lead.
Oh my god, it feels like these tornadoes just They're too slow. They just come in. They can see exactly where it's coming. Everyone just sidesteps. I mean, the Stampede certainly helping in those situations, but Secret are playing so well around this Invoker. It feels like no one just can't get anything going.
Incredible positioning from Zai there, though, maintaining that spot on the high ground, catching them ajar, and setting up that team fight for his squad. That'll open up a Tier 1 tower for Secret.
Well, what's really terrifying is they just won that fight without global silence. As you can see, it's still cooling down right now, but amazing initiation there from Zai, and then everyone just runs around with a Stampede. Goodbye, Tornado. Meatball, virtually no effect there, despite having a Crimson Guard, no hood or anything.
Puppey and No One gonna duke it out once again. The Invoker, of course, will win that duel. The rest of Secret on the other side of the jungle. And with that, Virtus Pro look like they'll move into the pit. Puppey down for 30. He does not have the buyback, although Global is available.
Can do this very quickly.
Scary time for Secret. The Terrorblade with meta plus the Alacrity. He is an absolute machine.
It hurts because no one just hasn't got an Urn Charge in forever.
Oh, Zai jumps in. They might be able to snag this. The Aegis is still down, but it's picked up by Ramses. Now inside of the pit, this Centaur is getting ripped apart. Ember Spirit could suffer a similar fate, but he's able to remnant out. Yapzor gets left behind, and VP regains some of this lost footing.
Woo!
Sunder.
Sunder there.
Okay.
Bit close. Double kill there for Ramses, and man, that was exceptionally close. I saw Roger come in there, but his item slots were full, so he couldn't grab it right away, but they were able to delay it long enough. They could still get that Aegis on Ramses, which was actually very important, so they have a chance at pushing into this Tier 2 in the mid lane. They, again, need this focal point to play around, and Aegis is a fantastic one.
It's definitely a great step forward for Virtus Pro, but there's one point we keep coming back to. It's Nisha's Arc Warden and how well he's been farming this game. It's a full Mjolnir now, and a Hurricane Pike is not that far off.
Yeah, and he's now taking down this bottom Tier 2 at this point, so like the Radiant Jungle becomes forfeit, and you're going to start thinking about the top towers too. Even if you start to ball up right now as Virtus Pro and try and abuse this Aegis, you have to be flawless with it, because every single death, every time you can't 5-man like this, they're going to start bullying you on these side lanes with the double bots. Just can't keep up right now because no one needs that BKB so that you can fight during the global silence. Very important timings right now for Virtus Pro.
1,300 gold, not that far off on the Invoker Magic immunity. But more time for Secret to farm the map, and you can see the net worth advantage continuing to favor Secret in these stalemate moments. Like you said, they push out the lanes, they clear out their jungles. Secret are just the vacuum cleaners sucking up the farm on the map.
Yeah, the other thing is that these fights are starting to get more and more spaced apart too, so in more of these engagements, Puppey's going to have that global silence. So difficult to play against. Even once you have a BKB, it's not a permanent solution, especially when you're only working with a single Dispel. So he'll have to be worried about like BKB, and then he has to Yules himself for something too. It's very frustrating. Obviously, using yourself as an Invoker is not the best.
Pasha absolutely struggling on the core Phoenix this game. Had to skip the Midas altogether, went for the early Yule's Scepter, so he has a Dispel against the Silencer, and now Shiva's on the way. Puppey walks up to the high ground. Sunstrike will finish him off as No One secures a kill.
Yeah, it's really been a sacrificial lamb on this one. They're slowly whittling away at this bottom lane. I think it's No One's full-time occupation to deal with the spread of the Arc Wardens, as that Hurricane Pike is complete there for Nisha.
This Tempest double, so annoying to deal with. He dropped the Necronomicon units before he goes down. They're going to end up just being some extra gold for Ramses, it looks like.
Yeah, No One's right after that. Like, yes, please.
Definitely one of the ways that you can get value against the Arc Warden is constantly trying to hunt down those Necro units.
Oh, well, they're thinking about hunting No One at the moment, but he's not going to go any further. The Yapzor will back away. Zai's going to realize, uh-oh, Zai's spotted by a range creep.
Yeah, pings come out, blink into the trees, TP home, it's close and he makes it. That tornado is on the way.
Nah, No One's going to be so frustrated at this point, honestly. I feel like every tornado is so close to being perfect.
Also a BKB up on the Terrorblade, still a minute and a half on this Aegis of the Immortal. Now pressure onto the
look at that vision on the high ground there from Puppey.
They're ready to go. They jump in onto Roger. This global comes out, but the BKB from Ramses. There's a Sunder onto Zai. VP could still take this fight. The buyback on the Earthshaker even. Supernova on the back line. Finally a tornado that's worth a damn as Zai gets brought down. Secret lose 2, and their tier 2 tower soon to suffer the same fate.
Oh man, that war just did so much work for Secret. It could have been a much worse fight had they not been able to stop Roger right away, who's forcing the buyback, but they know this is their big moment.
This is scary though. Aegis of the Immortal on Ramses. He'll go down. He's coming right back. No buybacks available on Secret, but VP low on HP.
Now there's no egg here. Things looking a little dicey for VP. I don't know how much more they can take.
Definitely don't want to go high ground against this
Roger,
Arc Warden.
Though. He wants his big play. Arcane Rune, he's hungry for it.
Sunray healing up Ramses. He is.
There's no meta.
Yeah,
this feels so forced right now from Virtus Pro.
Risky proposition. You have tier 2s standing in the other lanes. Count your blessings and let this reset. It seems they'll do just that. Shiva's guard also secured on the Phoenix now with a Hex queued up next. Top lane, Sunder. Scares back mid one.
Again, Roger still lurking mid here too in combination with no one.
Pasha in a little bit of trouble here. Stampede used to let this Tempest double do the work. It will despawn though, but Zai, he gets there, can't quite get the kill.
Oh, there it goes. That Spark Wraith.
Got him
down.
Little pick-me-up for Secret
Mid
there.
one, going in mid 2.
He doesn't have much support though, and they're going to turn back the other way. Now stunned by the Ogre, no one laying in the damage. The Cold Snap flies. Now the EMP, but no one falls. Yapzor's got the damage, and Solo is going to go down too.
He didn't go for the BKB. He thought he could turn it around, but no one was quite wrong.
What a greedy play from this Invoker, and it absolutely backfires.
Even Ramses now on the run, mid one. Showing some mercy here. So destroy his creep waves instead. And still, as for the past several minutes, Roger wanders, looking for something to do as this Shaker.
Yonder I wander. Still a very tight game here, Trenton. This game 3 decider of our upper bracket finals. 30-minute mark, 20-17. Secret have the lead, and they're going to continue to find map objectives. Up top, this tier 1 will go undefended. They will use the glyph. Of course, it'll reset as soon as this falls. It's still 20 seconds until that Invoker comes back. This could even be a tier 2 for Secret if they want to push it.
Yeah, I mean, they have the global. I don't see much slowing them down. The more they can take in this lane now, the better, as that Roche fight will be coming again here soon. And, well, that's not just one site, but 2. The power of the Arc Ward.
Incredible item on this hero, the double Hex.
Oh, Ember versus Shaker, an old classic here. Whoop! Not quite there for Roger.
Mid one will be just fine. Already has that Lincoln Sphere. Octarine Core up next for the Ember.
Level 20 here for mid one. Still thinking about it a little here.
Next Roche, we'll see that timer in about a minute. Will certainly become a focal point of this mid game. Feels very key for Virtus Pro if they want to try to take more of these objectives. Can definitely feel that pressure from Secret. It feels like VP is just consistently locked on their side of the map, trying to push these creep waves out.
Yeah, after all the consideration, mid one does go for the True Strike. So thinking more towards the late game on that one, rather than the Spell Lamp, despite being, you know, largely magic-based at the moment. You are against a Terrorblade, so you know that Butterfly is likely coming. I like the fact that Secret aren't smoking right now, because they've had this global silence and they knew they were stronger than VP at the moment, but they also want to hold this for that big fight around the Roche pit. Try and deny that Aegis.
Also a good call for mid one, because Secret don't really have great pushing tools. I mean, yes, your Arc Warden can siege pretty well, but generally speaking, they're looking to take team fights, push out waves, and push high ground once they've got a couple hero kills.
Virtus Pro kind of falling to that point where it's very difficult for them to initiate those engagements as expected. And they're going to try and close out this northern part of the map, it looks like. They've picked up a gem now for Pasha, so try and get rid of this vision here, but once more, that constant pressure bottom. This is the kind of move that you need to make as Team Secret. Just drive them back, try and force them to this tier 3 to defend bottom, at least send someone to open up the Roche pit.
Some Injecting that
Oh my
layer.
god, it's a long spawn though. That's not gonna be something we have to worry about.
Yep. 2 minutes 15.
So now it's a little bit more difficult to just put Ramses up front and try and play around it. At this point, he does have the HP that it's easier for Rogers to react.
Whoa, they jump in onto the Ogre though. Secret want to start off this fight. The Supernova also comes through. Global Silence has come out as Puppey gets low but still alive. VP diving past the tower. They'll be the aggressors now. Everyone's still alive.
Roger found himself a very aggressive spot here too. Look, oh, now they're gonna see him.
And they're going to jump onto Roger. There's the telekinesis. A lot of damage from Nisha right into the Hex. And
Roger
they will punish.
is struggling so hard this game. I feel like he had to win this one for them, and he just can't find his moments.
There was a buyback on that Earthshaker. Only 2 minutes on cooldown, but going to be in the grave for quite a while. As the bottom lane, the BOTs from Secret. Mid one and Nisha's Tempest double are ready to pressure this tower. There is no glyph for VP. They will chip away at this tower. Still plenty of HP, down to about half. Secret absolutely disappointed that this Roshan has not come up yet. We'll see the Sunstrike into the pit. VP with a sigh of relief for sure.
It's just free, right? If there's no Echo Slam possible, then mid one can just play like that. He's got the Lincoln Sphere. Nothing really else to worry about besides the Slam.
This game starting to slip away from Virtus Pro. 6,000 net worth, now Secret's favor. See it on the XP graph as well. Massive lead.
Inside is scouting things out here. Not quite spotted. He wants that bounty, he'll commit.
And they're going to commit on to Zai, but the Phoenix, that could be the first one to fall. Yule's Scepter buys him a little bit of time. He'll still go down. Zai with the Stampede. It'll be enough to make an exodus, or at least buy him some time. Solo in the front lines gets dusted up, trying to engage on the Yapzor. It's a great Sunder from Ramses. He'll pop the BKB. Zai goes down next.
Roger.
But an Echo Slam connects onto Ember Spirit. He gets off the slide, and he's away. Mid one lives.
Oh, the roar of the crowd.
But down bottom, it's another Tempest double. The unrelenting pressure from this Arc Warden slowly chipping away at this base. The big boy is respawned. Solo scouts it out, but he's going to have to head home to clean this up. This tier 3 is about to go down, Trent.
Yep. I feel like I'm bullying Roger as much as mid one is. Just hops right on top of that Earthshaker. He knows he's the only one who can turn around these fights.
It's a nice deny from the Ogre, but still indicative of this problem that VP is facing.
And they're hoping they're going to leave a hero down here to do this. But they won't be so lucky. It's only the illusions. They're heading straight back for the pit to try and put that pressure in there. They've got the meta. They've got the Bloodlust. I don't think VP have many other options.
They used the buyback on Pasha for this. Might still be worth it for VP, but Secret not in the vicinity.
Yeah, Puppey getting a little bit close here.
Does get stunned up by the Ogre. A triple cast. And Sunstrike will find it. No one gets a freebie. There is a buyback on Puppey. He does have Global, but this Alacrity Terrorblade so scary in this situation. They jump up top. They find Yappy. Yule's Scepter buys him some time, but it's a double for no one. A huge sign of life for VP.
Massive. There's no split push really in the bottom lane. Of course, they'd already gotten that tower, but they weren't able to put any pressure onto the racks. Nisha couldn't find it with the clones or anything there. So Virtus Pro find a very small victory there. And you can see a 75% chance for VP. It said it's 16.5, and Secret, well, they pushed it back, but Virtus Pro with that will also start to close the gap here. So we'll call it even. What do you say?
I'm in on that, bud.
Sounds good.
The Daedalus also completed on Nisha, so absolutely transitioning into that big damage dealer if you can sit in the back lines. Butterfly also queued up for the Terrorblade, no surprise there. Ramses feeling the need to itemize relatively defensively though. BKB, Lincolns, and Scotty. It's a beefy Terrorblade there.
After all that, looks like they'll just shove it out and head elsewhere. Not seeing the best fight for them. Everything back up inside Team Secret, but of course fighting into an Aegis, so not really something that they're very keen on doing here, so they'll continue the split push. Mid one backing up a clone here.
Definitely some kill potential between these two, and they baited him. Pasha, Icarus dive into the Hex. Mid one there with a follow-up, but he does have a Yule's, a Supernova. It won't matter. Nisha's got the damage. Great setup from Secret.
Heck's just so strong this game. No one has an option for it right now. Just Ramsey with his Lincolns.
Zai's Centaur opting for the Lotus Orb instead of that Aghanim Scepter Rush. You think it's the right call here?
It's a bit of a tough one. I don't think they really need the eggs at the moment. I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference in these engagements. So just that Lotus Orb to ensure that he can do everything he needs to in the engagements. I'm fine with that. Help protect his Arc Warden, his Ember Spirit too.
Also, change in decision for Ramses. Had that butterfly queued up, stops off for the Monkey King bar first, and now has that butterfly set once again. Obviously very core against this Arc Warden. Doesn't help you siege structures, but will absolutely let you kill him in those fights.
They can ever find him. Feels like Nisha's just been so mobile. I mean, the guy hasn't died. He's 7-0-3. Went for this Hurricane Pike, and I feel like every fight where it looks like he's about to go down, he just creates that space. Despite being sundered from 100 to about 20% in the last fight, he still got away to the Shrine and was able to regen back up. And again, I feel like it comes down to just these fights are so difficult to play for Virtus Pro. Honestly, the best chance they would have is if Secret were actually sieging. Like a full 5-man would be a good opportunity. They need Secret to present themselves so they can try and make the counterplay. But when they're fishing for these fights like this, it feels like they just don't have the options to scout it out.
Definitely not easy for VP right now. Things stalling out a little bit though. Both sides just continuing to farm, being very cautious about their positioning. Outside of pushing out these lanes with your Ember Spirit and the Tempest Double, both teams have been very conservative with their positioning. Mid one also, he picked up that point booster, but now it's a Shiva's Guard that he's just about to complete. Actually has the gold for it.
Yeah, he was looking to the Octarine Core earlier on.
Zai with a setup onto Solo, Yapzor with a follow-up, telekinesis to the low ground.
Oh, that's a great steal, bloodlust on an Arc Warden. Oh, taken off though.
They're going to leave their Ogre high and dry as Secret get another pick.
Well, Roger has found himself an invis room. Looks like the Dire might have been aware of it, though, as they're kind of scanning around. I think that bottom, or might have spawned him or something, but... Ramsey's now coming up forward, but we'll just take mid one a step back. And everyone retreats back to their own side of the map here. So despite them grabbing the kill, it actually lowers their lead just a little bit. Seems like VP is getting the better of the farm there in those moments, as they're kind of clumped up from Secret looking for a quick pick.
Yeah, but this is still the Aegis. It's going to expire in about 40 seconds in the hands of Ramses. I mean, Virtus Pro have definitely used it to farm well, but generally speaking, this is a window where you're going to want to force fights, maybe to clear out those tier 2 towers, and they have not been able to find that opportunity.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It just shows like how important those early parts of the game are, where it looks so easy to kind of take that fight into tier 2, you know? Like 1 or 2 kills at that tier 1 in the top lane at 10, 15 minutes can instantly lead into a tier 2 takedown. And then your jungle is so much harder to defend. These waves aren't pushing out as much in the top, so it's not as easy for Nisha to just focus bottom lane like he did for so long in the mid game. They never quite found that early aggression on the Terrorblade in terms of the structures. Part of that coming because you also have an Invoker in your mid lane, so you don't really have the most active core to pair up with your TV. Their one find was in the Alacrity TV in the mid lane, but nothing much after that. So we continue to hold, continue to wait for the Roche, or at least for the Aegis to be gone. And now, I mean, you said Zai slowing down. He's almost right into the Aghanims too.
Yeah, Secret.
They're going to give him mid for that too.
Getting to this point where we're closer to the late game, Arc Warden almost capped out. A point where he's got a Moonstone, or a Moon Shard. A Moonstone.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds great.
7.20. It's
a fun item. Sure. Yeah. But getting to that point where maybe upgrading those BOTs, where do you go from here?
Shards are in a Moonstone? It's like 6, 7?
The true late game.
Either way. Oh, Virtus Pro, they lose the Aegis to start smoke, but oh, look, it's Arc Warden. And, you know, you just walk through Spark Wraiths when you're smoked. Aren't these great?
What a hero.
Yes, they have to go all the way around. They have a ward on the high ground. They see the Spark Wraiths. They're dodging out here. Perhaps that'll be the thing that catches Secret off guard.
I'm not so sure here. Still great
positioning. Oh, yeah, Solo just ran through one. And they're very much ready for this.
Yeah, they've got a gem down even.
An a Stampede with an Aghanim Scepter ready to protect mid one as they maybe attempt to bait a little bit. And they say, oh, I know what'll draw them out. How about I push their bottom lane in?
Tends to do the trick.
Terrible feeling in games like this when you're Virtus Pro. Seems like you can never catch back up because they've just got way better wave push than you.
You definitely see it on the net worth, and Virtus Pro have the right idea. They're trying to make plays happen.
Problem is that they have two supports that can't push waves. So they have an Ogre and an Earthshaker. Like, Ogre, I mean, sure, he can like kind of throw one Ignite out or something like that, but Earthshaker always wants to play off the map, so he's some sort of threat versus the Ember Spirit to slow him down, but Roger's not able to find those plays, and so it's fully reliant on the TV and his illusions.
Right. It's not that VP can't clear the waves, it's just that Secret does it faster, better, and more efficiently with less risk.
Mid one comes in, but
says, hey guys, oh, I see you're all here. I'm going to head back to friendly territory. Sounds good.
Yeah, right at the perfect moment there, as no one has been invis for so long at this point.
Set up though onto Zai. Tornado into EMP. Nice block with the Fissure, but Zai does have a lot of friends nearby.
Fissure.
Also an Aghanim Scepter, so he can stampede away. Instead, they're going to go back in onto Solo. Glimmer Cape buys him some time, but the Hex, that'll finish him off. Nisha with another one.
It's a lot committed for just an Ogre, but it is a victory, and back they'll go. They did hold the Global, so the cooldown of Stampede, not too bad. And only 15 more seconds before we see exactly what's coming out next. But the spoils of Roche still remain somewhat here for no one who has that cheese.
They also did force out a Metamorphosis onto Ramses. Of course, VP not able to find a counter kill there. So both sides will just retreat and go back to farming on their side of the map.
And it is instant. 0 delay Roche. Wow, not even a second. Oh, well, at least they're going to scout it out there from Virtus Pro, so they're on it.
Secret will absolutely put up a fight on this one. Even having that double stampede on Centaur with the Aghanims can be game-changing with that Refresher Shard. Ember Spirit would absolutely be happy with a second life as well.
Scan from the Radiant. We'll spot them once again on their banner. They know every time that Zai's going to be there. He's greedy, and it's paying off.
Well, now Secret in the pit. The Sunstrike comes through, but VP, they need to start moving. They're pretty far away. They can still get here in time, but it's going to be close.
Oh, a high ground egg here.
It might be a little bit premature. It's an okay egg, but the rest of VP not quite getting there. Instead, they've caught mid one, but now YapzOr with a huge setup. Solo and Roger both down. Instant buybacks. Ramses needs a Sunder. BKB on. Can he find it? The Lotus Orb buying Zai some time. Roche still standing.
Oh, he's such a good target for that Sunder. You can see the value in the Lotus Orb. Ramses knows he just can't do it. Buyback from Solo. Roger in this fight. And Roche so low.
Definitely a victory for Secret. Big time economic damage. Now a 14K net worth favor, but it's all about this Roshan. Scouted out again by the Sunstrike.
No one, he's back up with some cooldowns.
They're going to catch Roger. It's a dieback. 75 seconds on the sideline. It's a 5v4, and now they're going to have to let this Roche go.
I don't know. No one's not ready to do that. He doesn't have a Blink Dagger, though, so he can't get in. So, yeah, Tornado and run. Roger is just the complete and utter focus of Team Secret, and it shows in this game.
They know how important this Earthshaker is. He is the key hero that can turn those fights around, and they've done an impeccable job shutting him down this game.
And it's actually painful to watch. Like, he has no game. Mid one is stalking him, hunting him down every single time.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Refresher Shard in the hands of Zai, the double stampede a reality. Aegis of the Immortal picked up by Nisha. Last outer tower falls for VP. 20K net worth. Now Secret's lead. High ground assault.
Right in. He has a Refresher Shard here too. Double stampede. Said.
There is a glyph. A moment for VP to reset and hold, but they know this Earthshaker's down without buyback. It'll be another tier 3 tower before the fight even starts. Solo very low. First stampede. They want this Ogre, and they just might get it. That's another one down.
Nisha,
no buyback.
The crits coming out from the Tempest double and Arc Warden. Brutal.
There's the Refresher Shard used. Another stampede. They won't give Ramses that Sunder target. He will live, but that's a BKB down.
No way to cut the waves here. 15 seconds, 10 now actually, for another clone for Nisha. And oh, this feels like desperation here from Ramses. It's to purchase and use a Refresher Orb. It's a slow boy.
Definitely not ideal for this Terrorblade, but this is the hold.
Look at this, they just send in a Tempest double. Cleans up the melee racks with no recourse.
Secret playing very controlled right now, not overcommitting. Happy to take that advantage and go right back to farming.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack.
Now finally back for the Shrines. Obviously taking that tier 3 quite a while ago. But you can clean things up now. And well,
Trent, this is the item.
Yepsor Rubik.
He's already had an incredible game with these fissures, and now you've got a 2-second cooldown on Spell Steal.
That Fissure, the road bit was actually brutal. They're trying to play that high ground side of Virtus Pro, and it's just completely wrecked. Certainly been the best Earthshaker this game.
What do you do if you're Virtus Pro? Dire straits right now.
Misha playing pretty aggressively down here. I guess he is the Aegis, but they're not going to be able to find that moment.
Still 2.5 minutes on this Aegis. A long window for Secret.
Mid one with another Arcane Rune and an Octarine Core.
He's going to head up top. He'll push out that wave. Well, he'd like to, at least. Fissure will interrupt him. But maybe they'll just commit down bottom for Barracks.
Misha's in there with the clone.
Stampede, initiation onto Solo. Instead, they'll settle for Ramses. Telekinesis into the team. They get the Ogre. Still no buyback. Tempest Double goes down. Great disengagement from Team Secret. Sunstrike.
Why disengage?
Just going to tickle, and they're going to go back in onto Roger. It's another fake back, and now Ramses trying to stand his ground. He'll do some damage as he pops the BKB, but the fight's not over yet.
Still cheese.
Sunder, it's been used. The telekinesis, they're going to pull him back.
He's got another Fissure.
This Terrorblade could be in big trouble. He's blocked out. He's down. Buyback immediately, but no meta. They'll lose Pasha. This could be the end for Virtus Pro as no one's in big trouble as well. Secret pursuing into the base. The Cataclysm, it's not enough. Buybacks aplenty, but still 2 stuck in the grave for at least 10.
There's still a Scythe ready for Nisha. It's so hard to move into Secret, and Yapsor
Here it
again.
is, Yapsor again with the plays. Buyback 2. Only the Terrorblade standing, and this is it. Secret might have just done it.
The crowd
Centaur
smells blood.
He picks up a Desolator for additional sieging here, Trent. That's how confident Secret are that this one's over.
No, rightfully so.
VP charge out of the well. No meta, no options. Telekinesis, the Terrorblade pulled back. Ramses not even going to be focused down. They want the Shrine instead. It's the Throne dead.